your back.
I think that I just should have you press that right away, and then everyone's like,
How many miles up?
all right, per usual, we got some announcements. We also have our bucket bills and something good in the back there. I'm still not listening. What do we got? Bucket bill, something good? Me? Oh. Never. Oh, there we go.
I ran a marathon this weekend.
I nonchalant that is. I just did, 26. Awesome. Whatever it is. That is awesome.
And she finished.
Both of
I'm
them.
walking fast.
Did you try going up the stairs or down the
So
stairs?
yesterday I was going down the stairs taking my sweet time going sideways, and then someone at 4-2 came out, so then I was trying to as fast as I could to not slow her down. And I didn't explain myself. I
Was that your first Twin Cities?
No, the first one I did solo during COVID.
Okay. Okay. That would, wow. Awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. Chris.
I was on the way here today. I was kind of reflecting what I did over the weekend, and to me, I take it for granted because I do this all the time. But I know how to work on my car, and I changed my brakes like super quick this weekend, and I was like, wow, like having the ability to learn different like things just like in life will save you a lot of money. So
Yeah. I could never do that. Or I just wouldn't trust
He
myself.
teaches you.
Right? Awesome. What else?
I got to spend some time with my parents, like just me and my parents. Like I have 3 siblings and a bunch of nieces. This was
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Great.
There's a lot of things to go to all the time here, and I wanted to thank some of the realtors that came to the luxury, what do we call it? Wine and cheese affair, sunset experience. It was cloudy, but anyway, it was really, really nice. So Neil and his wife came, and John Butler and his daughter came, and Milton came. Call you Jade, the attending hurricane. So Jacob came.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but.
It's all good, it's all good. It's tough, right? Zurich, so thank you so much. I mean, we just had so much fun. We had a great time, and it was a really good turnout, so thank you guys for coming.
Awesome, awesome.
I will say, I don't live too far from that house, so I walk. And the road that this house is on is like a farm back road or something. You really can't get 2 cars on it hardly. And I'm walking along, and it was a little further than I thought. And all of a sudden, this car comes up behind me and about runs me off, and it's Sherry. She's not here. She said, "You want to ride?"
She's like, oh no.
She said, "I wouldn't have known it was you without the ponytail."
Branding, right there.
Exactly.
Friday, my parents had their chimney inspected because they had some damage and it doesn't work right now. But the people who came, the dude was super respectful and had an awesome inspection and went through everything. And I was talking to him, I was like, I want you like on my team for like preferred vendors, and he wants to move to Southwest Metro. He lives in Plymouth right now, so we're gonna meet up.
Awesome.
But yeah, so
Super
like,
cool.
win-win, you know.
Yeah, that is.
I want to bug Jelena. She's done a great productive coach coming in and challenging us. Yeah, I got thrown off, but we haven't used it.
I was gonna bucket fill the PC group because they are doing an awesome job, and I have challenged them to kind of think outside what their comfort zone, and we've got Sean, who's got his first closing coming up. We've got Alex with a couple deals going on right now. Maureen's got another closing, so they're all just rocking. Awesome.
And they're all still smiling.
And a lot, they're participating in bold. We've got a
Okay, well, that's good. Awesome. One more, what else?
I'm traveling back home by myself this weekend, and I know that sounds very strange to say I'm excited about that, but I've never traveled by. And in my 30th
test for your knee.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't get my medal. State Ohio.
How far is the drive? Are you
I'm not driving, I'm flying. I'm
Okay.
flying, and I'm scared to fly, so that'll be interesting. Total strangers watching me have panic attack on the plane.
Usually just tell them right away, like, sea change. I know. That's awesome. Awesome. All right.
Your spot today.
So, we are still obviously collecting here. I'm sure there's gonna be other things that we're gonna be collecting for in the days to come. I know last week we had been at about 38.
We were so close, I'm sure.
And then we went and then I think we went over because
Yeah.
there's a few people we didn't know about. So we definitely surpassed the $4,000 goal. I think the real thing here is that there's always a time where people are in need, right? And if you've been following that, the last one and now the new one, there's gonna be more people in need. So part of the reason we also do those bucket fills and gratefuls is sometimes when we think life's not great, you gotta reflect on what else is going on in, our country, the world, whatnot, because we have it pretty good here. And if we're able to help people, let's do it. So if you haven't donated, you wanna donate, here's a QR code. If you do donate, we would love for you to tell Heather, just so that we can kind of see like what we've done as an office as well, just because it's impactful to know that. So just shoot her an email and say that you donated via QR code, or if you're gonna give a check, and we'll go from there. Cool, so Bold starts tomorrow, first step. That is, the first step is free. I believe it's 9 to 4 tomorrow, is that correct? 9 to 2 tomorrow. It's in Fridley. It is sold out for the fall session. However, we did hear it's gonna be coming back in January. So if you did not make the cut to get into this one, and you now realize that there are a lot of people that want to do Bold, when we announce the January one, get on top of that right away. And if it's something that's like, hey, I don't have a ton of cash laying around, just start putting that away. We've got a few months for it, so that you have it when the time comes in January. Any questions around Bold?
And still sign up for first step.
You can still sign up for first step, the other portion is closed. Cool. All right, so we have our title class on this Thursday, 11 to 12. It's gonna be in this training room, and it's gonna honestly go over a ton of different information. Is that it via Zoom as well, or is it in person only? Via Zoom and in person. So if there's things that you don't understand about it, come with your questions too, so that they're able to answer whatever you might have around title. Because I know partly some of the risk management that we talked about was around title work, or things that come up during that process. So just have those kind of in your pocket to ask those. Questions around this class at all? Okay. Business Planning Clinic is Thursday, October 17th. It's 9 to 4. It is $99. That's gonna be at Cedars Hall still, I believe. Anyone signed up for this yet, or planning on signing up? Few people. Okay, awesome. If you have any questions around this, this is a great class to just get kind of kickstart for 2025. And then afterwards, you're gonna have some homework prior to, and then afterwards, always feel free to reach out so we can talk about goals and business planning for the next year. Want to talk about this one?
Yeah, I'm only leaving this on here because you do have to be, the training isn't until the 24th of October. But in order to get the CE credit, you have to be registered before the 21st. So if you're planning to go to this CE on Thursday, the 24th, just make sure that you use the link or the QR code to sign up for, or you come but you won't. So that's just how the Minnesota housing works.
Awesome. All right, Eric, this is you.
Oh, what? Okay. Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, so just quick update, guys. Friday.
I was hoping you got a little bit further this time, like, it's like the other corner of the table.
So on Friday, the jobs report came out a lot stronger than anybody expected. About 100,000 jobs more than anyone. So the market obviously reacted poorly to that. On that, essentially what they're kind of thinking is the Fed got out a little bit ahead of what the jobs market is. So jumps from probably about 1/4 to 3/8 of a percent in rate. So 6.125 probably to 6.375, 6.5 in certain circumstances. This is something to be aware of there. It's also telling us that the market's now really more interested in the jobs reports going forward than actual inflation numbers. So that's kind of the thing to pay attention to now. In order to see rates come back down, we're probably gonna have to see a couple of weak job reports on that. So we're probably in this area for a little while. So stability is good. So hopefully this will be kind of a stable space for that. You know, on that, we'll see what happens though. So that's kind of where we're at. Consumer sentiment though is still strong. Like most people do expect rates to come down. So that's a perspective that consumers have out there. So that's a decent, you know what I mean? So it's a good talking place. That's hopefully won't temper buyers from coming into the market, people willing to sell on that end. I still think the market's going the right direction. So do I on that. So any thoughts, questions, anything about the rates or market? Cool. Yes. Last thing I did want to mention a little bit is just about, I've talked to a few people about this. We've got some renovation programs that we can use. Your buyers can use it. You go in, if you're seeing homes that aren't quite updated to what they want, not turnkey like that, you can do renovation loans. Big thing is we can close them in 30 days or less on that. The key is just to have a contractor walk in with them and get plans and specs, but that can be a way to do that. Also, if you have a deal where appraisal comes back and it's subject to certain repairs, we have programs where we can put in, we can do that. We can do a minimal thing. We can replace a roof. So you don't have to lose a deal because of that. Some kind of subject to situation. Also, we do escrow holdbacks, which we don't even have to do a renovation on there if it's minor things. So think if you're buying like a bank-owned property or something where the seller's not gonna do the repairs, your buyer can still buy it and we can do it after close. Those are minimal things. So just some ideas out there. Plus we do a one-time close construction too. So as you're chatting with people, if they're thinking maybe, you know, expanding the house, we can go through renovation options. Or maybe they want to buy new, they want to tear it down, they want to do some stuff. We can do programs on that end. So if you run into anything like that, let me know. Happy to run scenarios for folks of what it would look like and what their options are on there. So. All right, that's it.
Any
Thanks.
questions? All right.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's you.
That's me. I'm excited to share some information that I think will help support agents, businesses moving forward in our office. As most of you know, I do property management and leasing, and I do a lot of it is from referrals from agents, specifically in this office, including a handful of you in the room right now. So thank you. But one thing that you might not know is that my #1 goal right now is to help agents in our office specifically bring more value to their clients so that you as agents can sell more homes. So just imagine if you had maybe 1, 2, or 3 of your current clients all turn into investors over the course of the next year, and they each decide to buy another home. Like average commission is about $9,000, so that's $9,000 to $27,000 you could bring in, and then for your client, you're helping them build their wealth. So there's that value piece. So how I can help you, the #1 thing I would recommend is reaching out to your clients and just ask them, like, are you interested in investing? And can I provide you with a rent rate analysis on your current home so that we can see if there's any opportunity there for you? And maybe you'll find something, and that would be great. The second thing that I would do is include a rent rate analysis in every listing presentation. I know, like, rent rate analysis, like, who has tried to do a rent rate analysis on the MLS?
Who knows what that is?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so
I'm like, who knows what that is?
So rent rate analysis is very similar to a CMA, like that you do for your clients in a listing presentation, except we're analyzing where we feel the rent rate should be when we put it on the market. Now, who thinks that maybe the MLS is lacking some data when it comes to rental property?
Yeah. I
Okay.
know that.
Well, yeah, 100% correct. So less than 10%, probably closer to 5% of rental properties posted on the MLS. So that's not a whole lot of data that that we have easy access to. So one thing that I've been doing for a ton of agents in our office and outside of our office is I'm providing with rent rate analysis. I have access to a ton of data outside of the MLS because I'm doing property management every single day. I'm analyzing properties every single day. If you have a client that wants to know what their rent rate would be on their occupied property, or maybe a property that you're about to show them, and you don't feel like you have the tools that you need to provide them, just reach out to me. Provide me with the address, bedrooms, bathrooms, condition of the property, and I will give you a range. Usually like a $200 to $300 range of where that property should fall in the current market. And it does vary, just like real estate sales, the rental market varies seasonally as well and based on demand. So please utilize me as a resource. I am happy to help. I want you guys to provide the most value for your clients as you possibly can. And I promise that I will take care of your clients and that when they are ready to buy and sell again, that they will come back to you. Let me know how I can help.
So I think what a huge value to that is, right? Like a lot of us will work with clients that are investors, but we might not know the things we need to know as an investor for that, right? Like how many times has anyone worked with a client? They're like, how much could I rent this place for? And you're like, ooh. And then you like text someone, you're like, how can I find the rent on this, right? Because you might not know. She'd be a great resource for that particular spot, as well as you're not gonna wanna manage that afterwards or have any systems in place to help them with it. So a lot of times I think they ask you as a real estate agent, again, they have a great value there, to help your clients. So, awesome. Any questions? No, Heather? That was
There's just a lot of low interest rate homes out there with people that, don't want to give up that home necessarily. It's a great time, I would think.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna do a quick review and then John is gonna be taking over the meeting. So how many of you did the homework? Like actually did the homework after last week's meeting? The usual 3 people. Awesome. So that being said, did any of you at least look at the sheet that we talked about last week? Okay, you looked at it. Okay, that's a win. What did you, like, as you were going through that, because it's really talking about brand, right? We talked about what that is, what you stand for, what your passions are, what your audience looks like, right? What is that actual audience going to be? As you do this and you did the homework or didn't do the homework, what did you realize or what did you figure out when you go through it step by step this way? Anybody want to share? Alex and Chris are the only ones that did the homework, so you guys can share.
I found out that my audience is a little bit bigger than I thought.
Okay. Love that.
That's what I was gonna say, it just starts webbing off into all these different communities, realizing they're part of the choir, so how do you just focus, start based on growth.
Okay, and when you took that piece of it, right, because this whole thing is to figure out what your content is and what message you're giving out to what people, right? Did you find like when you were figuring that piece out, it was easier when you were actually visualizing who those people were and what they wanted to hear versus, right, we stand up here and we're like, hey, put this out there on social media and you don't really know why and who's going to be listening to it? I can promise you that if you actually do this, right, if anybody is on social media, anyone does marketing in their business, you should walk through these steps. Unless you can look at this and you can write everything down in detail within 10 minutes, you should work through this page. And I can guarantee that most of you cannot do that. Because we as a market center sometimes have an issue doing that, right? Where we're like, you can get kind of gray areas of who is your audience and why do you want them to be that? And then all of a sudden you veer off into another direction and you lose focus. So either way, we're doing this to help build on, because this is also going to talk about what we're doing today, knowing your brand and then trying to match that with your goals and what it looks like. So truly start doing these different worksheets, and we're printing them out for everybody. Yeah.
Okay, where can you get that?
This book. So this particular book you can actually buy on
Label?
Red Label. Yeah. And if it's like, oh my goodness, we are just overwhelmed and we don't wanna buy these and you don't wanna ship it, we can always order some and just get it to you, have them here, if that's easier for everyone. If people want this book, that's what we will do. But what I don't want is us to buy it and then no one come and grab the book. So show of hands that actually wants to order this book or would actually follow this book.
I haven't ordered mine.
Okay, then we're gonna order a few of them and then put your name down so that we can order them, and then once they come in, we'll get them off to you. Is that fair? Of course. Okay, awesome. All right, John, it's you.
Yay.
Standing ovation. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
I had my whole presentation all ready to go. And then something happened over the weekend. Actually, on Sunday, it's already been even mentioned. Somebody ran a marathon. I'm sitting on Facebook and I'm watching, I see this little clip of this little gal running along, big smile on her face, jumping up and down. I don't know if that was at mile 2.
Mile 9.
Mile 9.
She's like, oh, I know, and that was 9.1. I'm so excited after that.
But I actually thought, what a great way to lead into what we're talking about today, because a couple questions for you, Rachel. When you ran that marathon, did you just get up Sunday morning and that's the first time you ever had a thought to run a marathon? But hey, I'll go and run this Twin Cities Marathon?
Nope, I signed up in February
February, okay, but had you even prepared before that?
before even signing up.
Did you run another?
I did, yeah.
How much training did you February to now?
I started like actually running more than once a week, starting like May, June, so like 4-ish months.
You prepared for what you were gonna do.
Yeah.
You had you were very confident to make that run. Was there a point in the race where you kind of got to it? They always say you hit the wall.
Yeah, they say that's 18, and I wasn't sure if that meant like as you approach 18 or when you get to 18, but then I saw mile 19, I was like,
So you must
I mean, I was slowing down.
That wall, you didn't let it slow you down, you kept going.
Yeah, I mean, my pace was slowed down. It was pretty average there for the middle, but the last little chunk was about 20 seconds.
Did you have an actual time goal that you,
I did. I missed it by 2 minutes.
that's still.
Still very
You missed
excited.
mine by about 5 hours.
I think I walked 26.2 miles once. I thought I was gonna die. That's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you. Thank you.
That just kind of leads into how we run our businesses. I mean, you shouldn't. I know as real estate agents, when we get into this business, we think it's gonna be easy. Oh, that's gonna be so much fun. And, don't, whether you're brand new or whether you've been in this business as long as Gary,
Right,
how many years?
or Rick.
Rick?
24,
20-some years?
yeah, 23, 24,
Is it? Yeah.
right?
It doesn't mean that you don't need help. One of the things you have to do is really prepare yourself. Start your business the right way. One way to do that, I mean, this out of the Millionaire Real Estate Playbook, which you should all be getting, all the information that's in there. You can just take each one as you go and it'll help improve your business, but what you want to do is have a purpose for your business. And the first thing you have to do to really build your purpose is to have values and a core value for that business. They've mentioned in here a couple, I think you got sheets. You'll see that you need to finally have an identity. They've given a couple examples, impact, family, abundance. Got to be a lot more than that. I'm going to give you a minute or two here, and you guys help me think of some other core values that you would want your business to operate on. Take a minute or two, and let's get.
I think which one you already mentioned?
I mentioned impact, family, and abundance.
Integrity.
That's fantastic. Rick said integrity, if you didn't hear him.
Community? Community?
Community, right? A couple more.
Commitment.
Commitment. One more.
Generosity,
What was that?
generosity.
Generosity. Kind of plays along with abundance, maybe. All right. Knowing that you've got some core values that you want to run your business under. And it is your business. I mean, I know a lot of people come into real estate thinking they're working for their broker, working for Keller Williams. You have to take direction. That's not the case. It's your business. You have to build it the way you want to build it. So next step is setting up for, Keller has all these, what do they call them? Is that acronyms where you put all the letters? You know, I have all these acronyms, which there's so many of them, I can't remember them all, but one is the MVVPP. How many of you heard of that? Couple hands go up. Do you have any idea what it means?
Mission, vision, values, and beliefs.
And perspective.
Principles.
We got a P.
Perspective.
That's perfect, yeah. Mission,
There's a P.
mission, vision, values, beliefs, and your perspectives. The vision is probably, that's where you project to be in your life, in your business. And an example would be like with Keller Williams' mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth living. That one was just added not terribly long ago. I think it's important to go through life, wanting to leave something. And so many times when agents don't build their business the right way, they get done and they've got nothing to pass on to anybody else. So that's why it's important to build your business in the right way. Vision of Keller Williams, be the real estate company of choice for agents and consumers. I think that's probably something that we can take from that too. If you want to certainly have your own mission, your own vision, that those things are something that you could sit down and spend some time thinking about. Values. This one many times gets people, I don't know if you want to say riled up, but Keller's values are God, family, and business. I look at the God part of that as whatever your spirituality is. It doesn't have to be any set belief. It's something that kind of brings you joy and whatever else it is. Spiritual standpoint, not just from life. And of course, family. Family should always come first. Last is your business, but you're going to build up and support that family. So I think these are all, again, there's so many things with Keller. That's why I joined this company. These are some of the reasons too. They really, just like the Helena fundraiser that we just had. I know at this point, I think Keller's already spent well over $1 million to the of Carolina. And I think they sent hundreds of generators. It just, it's far ahead of our government, but I don't want to get. And the next is our belief system. And that, again, using those acronyms, Y4C2T. How many know the Y4C2T? Gotta throw that E in there. Derek's gonna show it for us.
He's just gonna puff his hip, that just happened.
No, we need Kevin for that, or Dana.
Yeah.
Win-win or no deal, right?
Yeah, there you go. But, let's go through each one. How many of you know what the, first W? What's the little saying or whatever you want to say after?
C's, 4 C's.
Win-win or
Oh,
no
we
deal?
win or no deal.
X is an I,
Integrity.
integrity, okay?
Do the right thing.
Do the right-
There it is. I won't do it. I won't make anyone do the dance.
Dance, that's part of the dance.
Flashbacks.
Next, 4 C's. These always get you. There's always one, a lot of times you forget. First one is speak up. I'm almost,
Commitment.
yeah, so you gotta speak up, yeah.
Commitment,
Commitment is fine. Commitment is,
commitment in all things.
that's enough.
Close enough.
Okay, another C.
Caring?
Well, not quite.
Yes, it's one's communication.
Communication. But I don't know the thing after it.
Seek to understand.
Speak to understand.
Okay, we got two. Two more. What's kind of the backbone of your business?
Customer always comes
There you go. This is always the first. The last C, creativity. Creativity, ideas before results.
You wanna do that?
Not doing it. So the next one.
All right, the T's, 2 T's.
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Yes.
This one, it took me, what's the,
Together, everyone achieves more.
yeah, you know, it took me, I don't know how many years to figure out that together, everyone achieves more, this team. TEAM, you know, it took me a while, but I figured it out after.
I actually just figured that out.
You never figured it out?
Well, I did just now.
No, I did too.
All right.
Never knew that.
Did everyone else know that, or did he like?
I never knew that.
Okay.
For what?
Go on.
Then what are the
Job.
ones-
Come out of school like I did.
No, I didn't. I went right into real estate.
You missed that.
If you learned one thing today, that was it. All right, a brand new one.
The second T, or what are we on?
Well, yeah.
Oh, trust.
I'm sorry, trust.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Trust.
Starts with honesty.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, Kevin.
There he is. Broker from the back.
All right, now the brand new one. It's an E.
Lydia.
Lydia said it.
Equity. She's just really quiet back here.
Me back there too.
Opportunities for all.
You know, this was added, what, maybe a year or two ago? I can't remember exactly when, but I think we've lived this ever since we've opened up. I think this, I know all of the Keller office, I mean, things are, what a great opportunity for anybody. It never really, I don't think we've ever had a case where we turn somebody down because of some certain reason. And, the great thing, something added to our beliefs that, everybody. And lastly, yay, success.
Helps for people.
What does that mean?
Through each other, through our clients, all together, we're gonna get the results we're looking for.
All right, last one, in the, MEVVE is perspective. And with Keller, it's a technology company that provides real estate platform for our agents, buyers, sellers. Keller Williams thinks like a top producer, acts like a trainer consultant, focuses on all its activities on service, productivity, profitability. I know that KW in the, training, there's a training, magazine and, that they track all the companies that train. And I think Keller's has been number one for so many years, they kicked us out of it. can't compete anymore. And I think, and the main reason for that is the technology that we've developed that helps you as an agent. So, something that you can carry on customers and bring into your business. So,
Hey, John,
yes.
before you move on, what do you think about us having a weekly, quiz on those win-win, no deal, all of those things so that we know them? Because I think it's really important, right? Just like us going through your values as an owner of a business, right? Like you want your clients to know what you stand for. And if we've done a job that may not be top notch, that you don't know what those are and they can't come off the top of your tongue right away, maybe we just start doing those every single week. How's that sound?
Certainly be his favorite. I've actually taught classes just on the Y4C2Ps, and I think, that that's what not only builds your business, but helps us develop ours. I have no problem with that.
Awesome.
Sorry, she.
You know what? We just got some slides that Heather showed me, and I'll send them out just so that you can see them, right? I know it sounds cheesy maybe, but it's not, because it's truly what our company was built on. And the reason that we've done what we've done, right? Especially things like raising money or the CAP system or built for agents by agents. It's really important to know the history of that and also, you know, kind of the depth of it.
It's also on the wall, right outside this office, right outside the training room.
We'll send it out too. There's
People do the dance. I think that really.
And maybe that's it. If we don't have it like out within 5 minutes, we're all doing the dance, like every single team meeting. So we're gonna have some sort of like, you know, because we all know you said you weren't showing up if you had to do that again, so.
Candy will lead.
Otherwise, I have to do the dance by myself. Jacob's like, I will know them by tomorrow.
All right, moving on. So now we've developed a purpose for our company, your company. Jose, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. But once we know the purpose, our next step is to set our priorities, and that's setting our goals. I love this acronym. This one I had trouble trying to figure out what it was. Luckily, they put it down there. Our GSTTN, goal setting in the now. So, first step to your goal setting, you need to have a someday goal. You need to sit down and say, hey, where do I want to be years from now? When I want to retire, whatever I want to do in my life that is way out there. And obviously to get there, you probably need to do it in stages. And so you need to probably set a 5-year goal. Where are you going to be in 5 years? Clearly sit down. You know, you might do this if you're an individual agent, you might find a accountability. Sit down, maybe have a little retreat, all of you decide how to set if you have a clear path that you want to take, makes running your business so much easier. That you're not, as I think they've even mentioned, you're not out in the weeds trying to figure out what the next step is. You're going to know what it is. So you set your 5-year goal, and then based on that, what are you going to do each year? Set your goals year by year, how you're going to step through those and build your business to the place that you want it to be. Any thoughts on that? Any questions? How many of you actually do sit down and set goals? You. Well, you all should. So, actually, if you saw some of the hands up, if you want to, maybe get together and talk about how you can set goals. Amy, I know would help. I'll help. Again, having that clear path sets things up so much better for you than getting your business to the place you want it to be. Okay, so after we've set our priority, now we've got our priority. Next is to get to actual productivity, and rather than just be out running around doing crazy things, not knowing where you are. There's a couple tools that you can use to help you decide what you're gonna be doing each day, each month, each year. And, the first one is I didn't print any out. It's, well, actually, both of these items class. So the first one is called your GPS. That's your goals, your priorities, and your strategies. You do that with what's called a 1-3-5. And there are several examples on KW that you can just go in and search, just say 1-3-5 or GPS, and it'll print out exactly what you need, such a GPS plan. This is one example. What you do is you're gonna have a goal, a main goal. This is your one big rock that you want to achieve for the year. And then you'll have 3 priorities. These are 3 things. The one thing you want to keep in mind, though, even your big rock, and for sure all your priorities need to be measurable. You can't say things like, I want to be happy. That's a nice goal, but how do you measure that? How big your smile is each day or what? Needs to be something that you can measure. Maybe it's productivity. I want to hit 5 million this year in sales. That's measurable. See that. Then you set your 3 priorities, which might be, I'm going to do so many open houses. And what, maybe you guys tell me, do you think once you set a goal, what are some of the priorities that you think you're going to get those?
Do the one thing practice and figure out that goal in a year, what do you have to do in a month, what do you have to do in a week, what do you have to do in a day, what do you have to do the first hour, just go backwards, and then set that in motion.
Well, this really plays right in. I mean, if you're not going to business planning clinic, you should be, because this plays right into it. I mean, most of us in real estate, we want to set a goal, how much money we want to make. We don't get into this just to sell something. They're real successful. But if you've got a goal where you want to be this year, next year, 5 years from now, you set priorities, how you business planning definitely show you that. Say, okay, I want to make $1 million. Show you exactly how many houses you have to sell, how many listings you have to have. Puts everything out there. And you can decide whether that's really a realistic goal today, whether that can be further out. I highly recommend it. For $99, well worth it. So please sign up for business planning.
And John, what he was just kind of talking about, the economic model, which actually, if you look at my door right now to my office, I have it on the outside of there laminated. But it's something that I have a complete Excel workbook, and I'd love to sit down with you, and it does. It takes you backwards. You put your profit in there, and by the time we go through it all, you realize how many units you need to sell to hit that profit. So feel free to stop by anytime and ask. I'm happy to help with that.
I think the biggest thing too with business planning, it helps us there. Well, and you should, if you're doing your own goal setting, you have to figure out how to separate your personal expenses or whatever from your business. And business has to run on itself. That feeds into your family, personal life. What monies you need there is obviously going to drive to what you need in business. But don't commingle the two, because it's too. And set your business up in a way that pay yourself out of that. Of course, that pays the personal space. So you have 3 priorities. Like I say, it might be to do so many open houses, gonna knock on doors so many times a week, going to have a client event that might generate your business down the road. So those could be your priorities. Then you set 5 items that are gonna help you get there, so you have to sit down. So that's the 135, for the GPS. Then the next tool that you can use is, and, you know, we do both. It's called a 411. You can do that. There's an example of this. And you can set up a 411 for your business and for your personal life if you want. Kind of like, and then it's best that you have a accountability partner. I mean, if you have a team, our teams here, you should be sitting down with your team and both doing your GPS 135 for the year, and then you should be doing your 411 with your team or with an accountability partner. That's kind of tracking what you're doing. And of course, that's to set your annual goal. That's one of the items. Then monthly goal, and then you have 4 weeks. So show what you're getting those questions on that. How many are doing a 411? Good, yeah. Okay. At least the staff hold up their hands. So okay. Okay, anything else?
We have those tools available to everyone too. If you want any of those forms, any of that information, we have all of that available to everyone.
I think that's pretty much goes what I wanted to tell you. Anything else you want to talk about? Setting, whatever, I don't, Rick.
You know, I'm thinking that in all these processes, it's really cool to like put them in motion. And where I've failed, which I think is, I'm hoping that other people have done the same thing, is that you put these amazing systems in motion and then you do them. However, like for example, if we say, okay, this is what I need to do. I'm going to do one networking event per week. I'm going to do 2 hours of prospecting per day, you know, and you're going through these motions. Going through the motions is one thing, and feeling like you're successful because you went through the motions is one thing, but capitalizing on each individual experience is an entirely different thing. So for example, if you go to a networking event, what are the goals at that networking event? How many people are you going to speak to? And of those people that you're going to speak to, let's say it's 20. How many of those are you going to bring up real estate or engage in a real estate conversation by getting them to talk about it? And then of those 15, how many of those are you going to get contact information for, right? Like just having this more direct and precise intentional behavior in each individual activity.
Fantastic. I think the key to having both the GPS and the 411 is to keep you on track, keep you in the right, kind of on the right road. You're not out there just doing things helter-skelter. You've got a clear plan. If it isn't on that plan, you shouldn't be doing it. So the first thing you want to do is time block for the things that you know you have to do to make your business successful. Then move from there. And of course, one of the big things you want to time block is actually time for your family. With so much that pull away from our family, and we think we're really doing a great job in our business, but it's lacking at home, and that's the one thing we don't want to ever have happen. So time block your vacations, time block it with the family. So keep that in mind. Candy.
I'll say on Halloween, we are having a vision board. I mean, it's in the training spot, but that's a really fun way if you already have kind of your tasks and stuff done, but it's a fun way to put it all together as a vision board. I think that's been a really fun thing. I started here to put together that vision board and just have that as a reminder all the time. And it's a fun day, so put that on your calendar.
And there's gonna be costumes.
And there's gonna be food and
Yeah.
Can we bring maybe, we're talking about.
yes, please
So-
start bringing it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have a lot of supplies provided for you all.
But that's a good way to make your plans like come to life, actually.
Anything else?
Did you have anything?
Got it.
How many of us are practicing all of this? How many of us are practicing 50%? How many of you believe if you would practice at least 50%, your business would be in a different place? So all the things last week, the things we're teaching today, there's a lot, right? There's always a lot of information. But if we take that information and do nothing with it, so I joke when I'm like, hey, did you do the homework? I don't say that because I don't think you're going to benefit from it, right? It's not like a busy work. It's more of really figuring out why you're here. Like, why are you here? Why are you building this business? And how you're doing that, how is it moving you forward, right? So even in this situation, if you're not doing 100% of it, cool, most people do not, right? Like that's a reality. But 50%, I can guarantee your life would look a lot different personally and professionally. And yeah, it takes some time and sometimes there's some self-reflection that you don't want to look at. However, it will move you forward in the long run. So if it's like, I don't even know what he just talked about, and I don't have any of that, again, just send us an email and say, hey, I want to just start with purpose, right? And we can start there. And then once we get there, then we can move on to the priority portion of it. And then we can get to the productivity part of it, right? So you're not alone in it, but if you don't reach out, we don't know that you need help in those areas. Is that fair? All right, let's give John a round of applause. All right, to end the meeting, we're gonna do our wants and our needs like usual. So any new listings, buyer needs, what do we got? And always remember it's address or location, beds, baths, and price point. Anything?
I've got a couple off-market listings coming. I've got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath townhouse in Plymouth. And I've got a 4-bedroom, 2-bath Rambler in Vadnais Heights. And then I have another 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse in Maple Grove. I don't have exact locations, but both the townhouses are mid-200 range, and then the Rambler will be 365. So if anyone's looking for a lower price point, I've got it.
Awesome. What else? What else we got? Rick.
We have a really nice, not on the market yet, 2-bed, 1-bath townhouse in Chanhassen for $250. So it's really nice condition, simple, easy house.
Awesome. The other thing that I wanted to mention in this meeting, I know last week we had a few people raise their hand and say they had open house opportunities. If agents before next week can get us any open house opportunities on Monday that they have, we can also put those on a slide for you, because what I'm finding is people raise their hand and are looking for open houses. And then other people say that I have open houses available and they don't match, right? Like they don't either get together or we really don't want to do opens. Either way, I want to make it easy as possible, but I also selfishly do not want a gazillion text messages throughout the day trying to match up open houses, nor do I want our leadership staff to have to do that either, right? So when people announce, hey, I've got 2 opens and you don't know their name, go up and ask their name. Otherwise, anyone that does have them and never gets them filled, please send them to us so that we can put them up on the board, so we can talk about them in the wants and needs sections as well, because there are quite a few agents that are wanting to pick up open houses. On that topic, who has any open houses available this weekend? Who is looking for open houses so that we know? Neil? Okay, awesome. All right. Get your wants and your needs to Lydia. She'll get that sent out by the end of the day. Oh, we got tickets. Forgot about tickets, you guys. So grab your ticket. Every training you come to, you get one and it gets put into the bucket for a drawing at the end of
End of the quarter. End of the quarter.
Oh, I thought you just said so. And it is a $500 gift card. So it's not a small one. This could be like a flight for you.
Maybe two, who knows? All right, have a good one, guys.
Thank you.